Hi guys, welcome to another quick FPL update with me. My name's Ola. So guys, it's just match day one of game week 23. I'm currently sitting on 75 points with two players to go. I've got Munyons to play and Matea to play as well. So so far so good. The green arrow is upon us and we've gained rank. The team is up to 35k right now in the world. Guys, I think it's the first time I'm breaking into the top 50k this season. So yep, 35k, I'll take that with two players to go. So indeed the benching strategy did work. I decided to bench Robinson and I chose to play Gabriel and Alexander Arnold this game week. Remember last game week we had Gabriel on the bench and he delivered points. And our transferring player Gakpo came in for Chris Wood. He delivered 16 points. He had 2 goals and an assist, I think. We'll just have a quick look. So 2 goals and an assist. What a brilliant contribution for a new signing in the team. Guys, it's always worthy and fulfilling when your new transfer delivers points in the first game week. We could have gone this way for captaincy, but yep, we missed out on the Ishak captaincy points. I was quite tempted to want to captain either Ishak or Gakpo, but I'm doing very well in my mini league, so I chose not to take such risk and just play it safe. So I captained Mo Salah, and Salah got us a goal and a 1 point bonus. We will take that any day. It's better than a blank. So guys, so far no regrets. The transferred out player, Chris Wood didn't score. He blanked as well. So we didn't miss anything out there. And like I said earlier, is that time to start shipping out your forest players. I still got Elanga, but I'll take care of him in the coming weeks. This video is basically it's gonna be around my chip strategy and my player transfer target for game week 24 and moving forward. So on the bench, we did lose Mikolenko's clean sheet points. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting a clean sheet against Brighton Hove Albion, but Everton seemed to be stepping up again. They seem to be revitalizing themselves, showing us the Everton we're used to. Everton I'm used to, they come to your pitch and they could keep a clean sheet at any time, any day. It doesn't matter if you're Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. I remember they did it last season and they've done it or shown it in some instances this season. The difference is they are just not scoring goals. So imagine keeping a clean sheet and your attackers are just not putting in enough effort to get goals. So it's not really been turning back to points. Even when they had the former manager, I wouldn't say they were really poorly, but they were not attacking enough. So guys, well, maybe the signing or the return of David Moyes is going to be the catalyst they need. So I'm not lacking Everton players. I've got Jordan Pickford in goal. Since I brought him in, I think this is his first clean sheet, and I'll take that even though he came with a yellow card. Typical Pickford. And yep, I've got Mikolenko, so double Everton, triple Liverpool already. So for the double game week, I might just make my Everton team triple Everton. I am very tempted right now, especially for the fact that his next game is against Man United. So because they're yet to play, so they're going to play today at 2 o'clock, Brentford and Crystal Palace. So after that, his next game is Man United, and he's got a good run of games till game week 28. But I'm looking to maybe capitalize on the double game week, having Diaz in the team as my striker. I feel Everton are they're doing better now. They could really just match up a lot of the teams already in the league. So I'm just going to show you guys in Diaz's stats. And he does give me a lot of money because my transfer plan is actually to go from Garden. Like I mentioned, get rid of your Bournemouth player. I did mention in the other video to get rid of your, I'm sorry, your Nottingham Forest players and Newcastle players, especially after the Southampton game. If you want to hang on to them for Fulham game, quite all right. But I would look to change Gordon to Mbumo as soon as possible. So I'm just gonna show you guys something that makes me really want to like make this move. So I'll go Mbumo and then I've got a budget of -2 deficit, so I owe 0.2 million. even though the team has got good value. Bringing in Mbumo with the likes of Palmer, Salah, Gakpo, Mateta, and Ishak makes it over budget. So when I've done that and I see that I'm owing 0.2 million, I'm looking to do maybe a Mateta just for a 1 or 2 game week. Switch Mateta to Ndiaye. So I'm just gonna search his name up. You know, there we go. So add this player Ndiaye of Everton. So that takes us to what, 6 players for the double game week. So I've got Gakpo, Ndiaye, Mo Salah, and Alexander Arnold, Mikolenko, as well as the goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, guys. So yep, it's a decent team, I would say. I can actually do this for the double game week. This is the plan in my head, and I've got 2 free transfers to make this happen. So if I go Mateta to Ndiaye and I switch Anthony Gordon to Mbumo, this is what my team will look like for the game week 24 double game week, and it's a very good one, I would say. Only thing is, it leaves me having Jacob Murphy and Anthony Elanga, whom I've got plans to also get rid of as soon as possible, guys. All these just boils around transfers, so that's why I have kind of been rolling my transfers. But I did use one last game week in bringing in Gakpo for Chris Wood, and that did pay off with 16 points from Gakpo. The only thing right now is, if I want to leave my team like this, that would mean I would need 2, 3 transfers to alter the team, because there's probably a blank game with 29 coming up. So that would probably affect team like Liverpool. So I would like to have a way to have players that would cover that gap for that game week. Yeah, if Liverpool don't play, I should be able to still tender 11 players that would, take care of business on that game week. So that is my plan. But for now, we can't sleep on having Mbumo in the team. He's got a great run of games. Guys, I can't imagine having a player on penalties and all sorts having this run of games for what? Until game week 29, I think we all should just have Mbumo in our team, and I would make sure of that for myself. But it's just unfortunate I can't do a straight sideways swap for him. I would have to um go down on one of my players. So if I'm not bringing in Ndiaye for Mateta, because that's quite risky. Mateta is a penalty taker. Ndiaye doesn't is not anything, but he's quite a talisman for Everton. So that's the reason I just want him for this double game week. Otherwise, I might just bring back Mateta into the team and probably look in the defense and look to go down on, obviously not Trent Alexander-Arnold. Probably I would do a Gabriel to a Bournemouth player, because yeah, and I'm still gonna come to those teams that we can um that we can target. Those teams we can target, especially team like right now Bournemouth. I think their fixtures are just only getting better right now. After the Liverpool game, Bournemouth players are a go-to, in my opinion. Look at this, my goodness. All the way to game week 34, literally the end of the season, they've got 2, 3 game fixtures. And honestly, guys, with what Bournemouth have shown us this season, they can 100% ride their luck with this game of with this run of games. They could 100% grab a lot of 3 pointers, a lot of draws, you know. They are that resilient of a team, and it would only get better. Even though they've probably lost Evan Nielsen for the rest of the season or for a couple of months, I don't know. He broke his metatarsal, so that's quite a delicate injury. So even though they've lost him, they seem to have found a way to play around not having a striker, and I will give that to them. Is such a good team, how they are composed. So guys, just before I give you those few teams we can mention and few players from those teams to target. Yep, I'm actually doing it already, but I'll just give you a list, like a straightforward list of these players, because my team is pretty much okay right now. I'll say my team is designed for this run of game week, for the double game week through to, yeah, at least through to the after the double game week, game 24, 25. My team has been designed for this period, and I'll say that's why I've been gaining rank and been climbing up in the FPL world. Now with 35k, team has been returning every single game week. The only time I would say was in game week 21 or when or thereabout when I had a bad captaincy when Mo Salah blanked. But otherwise, guys, I think that was 22 actually when Mo Salah blanked. Otherwise, guys, it's been a beautiful run of games with these players. Mateta, for crying out loud, he started scoring the very week or the next game week after I had transferred him in. Munoz has kept two or three clean sheets since I brought him in 4 or 5 games. So guys, it's just about what I say about this game season in FPL. It's about jumping on those good run of fixtures when you see it's available. This is not a time of saying, oh, it's Brighton, it's Bournemouth. I don't really fancy their players. No, when they've got good run of games, go for that player. He might not have scored in 10 games. He will start scoring in during the run of those fixtures. So this is pretty much how I've been playing, and it's really worked for me. For example, jumping on Newcastle and deciding to have Jacob Murphy in my team has been a positive um, 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 substitution, as a positive transfer. Like I had him for this run of games here where he had 7, 13, 13, 6, 3, 5, 3, all literally in the last, I'll say, 8 to 9 game weeks, he's returned either a bonus point, minimum of a bonus point, and he's blanked in just game week 22 when Newcastle lost to Bournemouth. So it's just about jumping on these players when they've got good run of games, guys. Like right now, 75 points and the game week is not over. That's because we've got a proper team, guys. So it's really about making these players around the prime targets for the game weeks. For example, the prime when I say prime targets, these are the players everyone's getting in their team for a certain period of the season. So right now the prime targets have been so far has been Liverpool. At some point it was Forest players. At the moment it's Newcastle players, but now switching to Liverpool players, and some people still fancy Everton players. So yeah, that's how it's been working now, guys. It's been like that all season. So just a quick one. This is probably what my team is going to look like for game week 24, the double game week. So I've got Pickford in goal with his double games against Leicester and Liverpool. Mikolenko with his double game against Leicester and Liverpool. Alexander Arnold for Liverpool against Bournemouth and Everton. Man United, Crystal Palace for Munoz. By this time next week, high chance Anthony Gordon will be out of the team, and I should have Mbumo there. But guys, remember I mentioned the only way that's gonna work out is if I chop down on Mateta, and it's really not a good idea to chop down on a penalty taker and go for a player that's not on any kind of set piece, So that's why I'm thinking if I do Mateta and Diaz of Everton and I have complete 6 players for the double game week, I might just have enough funds. I will have enough funds, and I might just do Anthony Gordon straight swap for Mbumo. So well, it's been a wonderful run with this fella. He's really tried. I've got what six, a couple of sixes, 6, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 9. So he's that kind of player that when you're replacing him, you want a player that does the numbers as well. I mean, I might leave Ishak in my team, even though Newcastle fixtures turned for the worse. He's kind of a fixture-proof player right now for us in the league. He's been doing it against everybody, so I will keep Ishak. But then, like I said, it's time to really chop on the Newcastle players. So Murphy might just leave at some point. Anthony Elanga 100% has to go. He's only staying in the team just because the focus might just be on trying to triple up on Everton and getting Bumo into the team. And yeah, just in case some people are wondering, why do you want to get an Everton striker? Oh, after the double game week, he becomes useless, probably. No, guys, I have had a look at their fixture run. So let's say after the double game week against Leicester and Liverpool, then they play Crystal Palace, Man United, Brentford, Wolves, West Ham, a lot of people will argue that it's much reasonable to go for another Everton defender, but that would mean triple Everton defense. I can't do that. Double is enough. So I'd rather go for an attacker. I mean, with what Diaz has been doing already, if you check his stats, he's got what, the last 3 games with returns, 7, 8 thereabout. So look at this now. Imagine he's playing a Crystal Palace, Man United, Brentford, Wolves team, with how resilient they are starting to look, keeping clean sheets. I think Ndiaye will be able to do the business at the other end of the pitch. Sorry, guys, sorry, getting goals. So yep, this is pretty much my thinking. So even if I bring in an Ndiaye, I don't think is that bad of a fixture run for him or a bad contribution to the team. And then Cody Gakpo won't be staying too long in the team. I would say a lot of us aside Mo Salah, we should really, if you want to keep Trent Alexander-Arnold, up to you. But I'll say aside Mo Salah, once we are done with the double game week, we should move on from Liverpool players. I mean, a lot of people own Luis Diaz right now, and he's just been not been the best I'll say addition to the team so far. He's really just been blanking, even though his minutes has also been there. Initially, we were scared of the rotation risk of him being on the bench, but lately the coach has been playing both Gakpo and Luis Diaz, but there's been no changes. So, well, it all boils down to luck as well. But I'll say right now is Cody Gakpo's time, and we'll just ride that luck and that chance with the team. So, guys, so quick one. I'll take you all now to the FPL team. So this is what like the team you see already from the Fantasy Premier League page is because I do use this app, so I sort of patterned the team from here by checking the expected points. So right now this is the highest expected points I can possibly get according to FPL team AI. It says if I keep Munoz in my defense, Mikolenko with his double game with Alexander Arnold, pretty much the same style lineup you saw on the Fantasy Premier League page. It says if I keep them in the team, I'll have a chance of having 85.7 points. And I do fancy having Gabriel in the team, but I know it's Man City, so it's not that hard a decision to have him benched. But I'll just show you guys something real quick so you can see the expected points, how it changes. So let's say I take out Munoz, it's gone from 85.7 or 87 point something to 85.5. And guys, we want to maximize our chances. Even though I don't work with these things, I just have them to look at, possibilities. So 85.5 and 85.7, there is a difference, I would say. And the fact that Gabriel is playing against Man City would make me stick with Munoz in the starting 11 against a very vulnerable Man United team. So guys, this is it right now. So just a quick one so that we can move forward to maybe the cheap strategies, my plans as well. I'm just gonna quickly give you those players that I think you should be targeting, show you their game runs, run off games, the fixtures and that. So pretty much the AI, the director of football actually talks to you, and they have a AI assistant manager as well. So yeah, he says, I believe we should captain Salah this week. I expect him to score 14 points. Thank you, sir. I believe we should vice captain Palmer. Everyone knows that it's typically Salah, Palmer, or Ishak in there, except when I did Wood. So he's saying the next 4 weeks, I think we can gain 5.62 points if we sell Mateta and sign Wissa. That is really, really nice. I would say that was a very good one. I haven't thought that way because all my plan is just to get in Mbumo, but at the same time, Wisa's nice, but I am looking to capitalize on my double game week. And let's go further down. It says, looking at a longer horizon of 6 weeks, I think we can gain 6.31 points if we sell Mateta and sign Wisa. Oh, thank you. Nice. And it further goes on to say, there's director of football. If you're looking for a 1 week punt, then I think a move from Mateta to Cavaloin will gain us 4.27 points. This is the same exact game strategy I am playing, and I would say I'm looking to do an Ndiaye punt, not the Calvert-Lewin punt. So if I have, well, I think Calvert-Lewin is on penalties, that makes him more, and they're both the same price, is 5.4 million, but that makes Calvert-Lewin more interesting. But guys, I think he's in Diaz, man. Diaz has been getting the points lately. He's been getting the goals as well. Just quickly show you lots what I'm talking about. Uh, just check this fella out, man. He's got 8 and 7. So against the weak Spurs, he got 7. Against all odds, playing Brighton away, he got an 8-pointer, which we didn't expect Everton to even keep a clean sheet in that game. So guys, I'm really when I have a headache or I'm looking at a player too much like this, that's because he really should be my team. I've started to think about my body language when I'm looking at a player and I'm thinking, should I not? I think it's because he should be in my team. So I might just stick with this move. Bring in a third Everton player, have a triple Everton, triple Liverpool. Is always the plans. Like is the old guys on FPL would always tell you to maximize a double game week. So it's always the best idea to maximize a double game week. So guys, I might just make that move 100%. Anyway, the reason we came to this part of the video is because I want to just show you guys a few teams, fixture runs, and players to go for. So I have my notes here. I already mentioned Bournemouth. I mentioned Brentford. So for Brentford, go for Wisa, go for Mbumo. If you want to have a little bit of spice around it, Shade. Shade is a good addition, even though his minutes are not really there. Yep, we all see Brighton with a also good fixture run. But I'm not gonna really say go for those Brighton players right now. Quite a lot of rotation. Welbeck has just made his way back into the team, so they might get a bit more stable going forward. But right now they're just not it. And something about Brighton, they're such a nasty little team. They've After the end of the 90 minutes in their last 2-3 games, there's always been a brawl. There's always a fight. So I don't like such a team. Like literally, it could be the end of 90 minutes and your striker Joe Pedro or your midfielder Mitoma doesn't get in such nonsense, but it could be a Minte or wherever just come or a Forbes and he gets a red card. Like I don't know, they need to work on themselves as a team. So guys, those teams I'll mention is Palace. If you don't have them already, I was fully invested triple Palace earlier and started to reduce it. So for Palace, you can go for Mateta, Eze, Ismail Assar, the goalkeeper Henderson. If you go in defensive, they have kept a few clean sheets. I mentioned Munoz giving me 2-3 clean sheets since I brought him in. If you can't do the Munoz, you can do the Mitchell transfer. He's the left back for the team. He's very reliable player. Minutes nailed on. Um, yep, you can do Chelsea if you have the nerves. Their next run of games are really nice. Aston Villa, Southampton, Leicester. Arsenal, a bit of a step up, and Tottenham because those are London derbies. So even the Brentford game will be challenging for Chelsea. But if you want to go that way, you can. I'm only keeping Cole Palmer. I haven't owned any Chelsea player all season except Cole Palmer. So I'll keep it at that for now. Yep, a lot of us have run away from this team, but I'm gonna chip them in. Aston Villa. You can go for Bailey, you can go for Watkins. So Bailey and Watkins, my two picks from Aston Villa if you look into. And remember, these guys are just to like spice up your team, give you a bit of a balance, not necessarily the main players. Like I told you, you should have the main players for the game week for that period of the season that will get good run of fixtures, probably get you the points. But at the same time, you should have an wonderful enablers around them. Like what I did this period was triple Newcastle, triple Palace, which was a good run of games for them. And then at some point brought in the Nottingham Forest players around them and also the Liverpool player around them. So it's a pretty wonderful logic to use right now in the season, and so far it's working for me. I'm 35k, still looking to climb up. So guys, that being said, mention the few players you can target and the teams you can go for. Yeah, Chelsea, Villa, Wolves as well. I didn't mention Wolves earlier, but Wolves as well. A lot of people are running away from Wolves, guys. But if Cunha doesn't make a transfer, Wolves are a team to target. Go for Cunha, Strand Larsen. Bournemouth, Fulham, Everton, Southampton, West Ham, Ipswich. Like literally, it's a lineup of, besides Fulham and Everton, is a lineup of, even all the way down to Man United and Leicester. Like it's a whole lineup of very weak defenses, not or vulnerable defenses. Let me not be disrespectful. It's a lineup of vulnerable defenses, so they could do well. If you're looking to take a punt, you can grab Konya or Strand Larsen for those run of games. Uh, Spurs are a good side if you want to spice your team by having one of their attackers, but that will be it. For Liverpool, if you're going for Liverpool players, remember they are progressing in all their league competitions, so that might mean a blank in 29. So just is wise to roll a lot of your transfers if you do have a triple Liverpool like I do. So the only thing is I might be making a team for right now because I'm looking to have players that will play during the blank game week. Like I said, you can have your three Liverpool players not playing, but should still be able to boldly show an 11 players for the game week. So that being said, guys, my transfer strategy right now is pretty simple. I'm looking to triple captain right now. I think I've held on to my triple captain for as long as possible. So I will be triple captaining Salah. That takes us to 100.4 points, expected points. And at the same time, I could do, this is not okay for a bench boost week. If you're having it in mind, scrap it off. There's just not enough players, and the fixtures are not the most positive for a bench boost. I do have a team for a bench boost, but I would prefer if my bench were also on the double games and the whole of the starting 11 were on the double games. Sorry if I keep moving my screen up and down and you can't focus, guys. It's just I'm trying to just keep it going. So yep, easily you could get some double game week players in your 11, get them on the bench. Then I would say bench boost is the cheap to use, or at the same time I might just be activating one of these chip. So pretty much right now is a division between doing playing the assistant manager chip, which might just be more, in my opinion, is a lot wiser to play right now. If you do not have a triple captain, 100% play your assistant manager chip right now if you do not have a triple captain. Otherwise, keep it to the very last 4 or 5 games of the season. But then towards the end of the season, it gets a lot more trickier with your cheap strategy. You might want to use a wild card. You might want to use a free hit so you can have teams for those double game weeks that would sorry guys, that would spring up towards the end. My camera and everything's shaking, but sorry about that. So that would spring up towards the end. So you want to have your chips available for that time. And if you're playing either of those chips during those periods, you're not going to be able to activate your assistant manager chip. So bear that in mind. Imagine you're on a wild card or a bench boost. How can you use your assistant manager chip for 3 game weeks if you have to use either of those chips? So guys, I would say it's a good time for me. I'm still gonna make up my mind when to use it, and honestly, it's a chip that I could just activate if I see a team has got a good run of games. Right now, I've got 2 3 managers in mind already that I would love to play the assistant manager chip and look at them just side by side with each other. Talking about Glasner, the Crystal Palace manager, so I could easily activate my next assistant manager chip on him. Initially was expecting to play it on probably somewhere around here, Ipswich, Newcastle, Southampton, game week 28. But then there is a blank in game week 29, so I might just push forward to around this place. But I think for Glasner, I think Moyes does have a better fixtures for me. So imagine Everton against Crystal Palace, Man United, Brentford. With how resilient they are, they can keep a clean sheet. Or Man United, Brentford, and Wolves. With how resilient they are, they can keep a clean sheet. They could really easily get a win or a draw. Probably a draw against Man United, a draw against Brentford, and maybe a win against Wolves. That's a lot of points, guys, if you want to play it around that period in the season. So, or better still, you do the Brentford, Wolves, and the West Ham game. Just that 29 is a proposed blank game week. So, guys, like I said, I'm only leaning towards using my triple captain right now because I have kept it or held on to it for as long as possible, and it's just all right to play right now. Like, if you want to play a triple captain and you want options to play a triple captain, there is no better option than an a Mo Salah option. So I will take the risk. I'm gonna triple captain Salah for the game week and see how things go. Oh well, we should be lucky. We might just get a lot of points, especially if I do the Mateta to Ndiaye, or I'm starting to think Dominic Calvert-Lewin after reading what the FPL team assistant director of football said or whatever. Yep, it's a good app. You could always have a look at them, but I don't play like that. I play with my head, play with my mind. I just go with my guts. So guys, that will be it for this game week. Right now, I mentioned I might do this swap from the Ndiaye into my team. Yep, or just to make sure I have a triple Everton, triple Liverpool squad for this game week. But yep, this is what the team is looking like for game week 24. Pickford, Alexander-Arnold, Mikolenko, Munoz in defense. Midfield, Palmer, Salah. I might play Murphy. Gordon might become Mbumo by next game week. Mateta might become Ndiaye by next game week. So, well, I'm really tempted. I like Mateta's run of games. It's really not, I'll say smart. It's not wise, so to speak, to do the chop that I'm doing now, getting rid of Mateta. But I'm very interested in the Brentford run of games. So that's the reason I would be doing Mateta to Ndiaye for a punt for a week or two, and have Mbeumo in the midfield for Gordon, and maybe go back to Mateta, find a way to go back to Mateta in the near future. Because this run of games for Crystal Palace, with the players being fit right now, with the momentum in the team, I don't think we should stay away from them. It's just wise to have a Mateta, Eze, or Sa in your team right now, guys. So yep, that's it. On the bench, Anthony Elanga for Forest, and he should be leaving my team real soon. They start having really tough run of games from game week 26. Even the game week 25 one is a tricky one, playing against Fulham, especially looking at the fact how heavily they lost to Bournemouth, 5 goals to nothing. I mean, even Elanga or Chris Wood couldn't step up and get a point or goal or something. That was very, very disappointing. So yeah, it just also shows us or tell us the kind of season we're having so far in the Premier League. You can't predict anything. Nothing is written or set in stone. So yeah, guys, that'll be it for my game week 24 plans, team player transfer and team plans and cheap plans as well, cheap strategy. So yeah, triple captain right now. Probably do an assistant manager cheap nest, and towards the ending of the season I would be using my wild card and free hits just to pattern up the team, make sure we don't miss out on certain blank games or double game weeks, you know. So yeah, for now I think it's triple captain ahead of assistant manager cheap. But if you do not have a triple captain, it is a very bright week or period of in the season to play your assistant manager cheap, honestly. And oh, I was gonna say something again, guys. If you're looking for that differential player, you have a lot of funds in your bank, I would say to look at the Man City players. Yep, Man City players. People saying don't go for them, avoid them. The run of games becomes more difficult, but I think City are just picking up form again. They're back to what they used to, not really what they used to be, but they are coming back, and they are 100% what's taking a taking a punt on their players. Like Haaland might not just stop scoring. Foden is in a good form. So guys, look at these players as well. We are not just gonna stick to shuffling around the other teams, avoiding Man City. I think it's time to start looking into Man City players. I did make my video in game week 19 saying Haaland is probably the best differential player to own now for your team, because a lot of people have, run away from the guy because he's blanked like 6 game weeks earlier in the season after giving a lot of goals in the start of the season. So that'll be it for now, guys. Keep an eye on the Man City players. Make sure you maximize on your double game week players, and just don't do too much trying to maximize. Remember, some of these teams, their fixtures turn for the worse, and some would have a lot of rotation, especially the ones playing in the League Cup and the Champions League. And then there's gonna be a lot of benching and stuff like that as well. So guys, good luck for game week 24. I would be posting my final team selection video just before the start of the game week, probably 2 days before the deadline. I will be posting my team selection video, and yeah, just let you guys know what player exactly I'm deciding to bring in the team. If I decide to bring in Diaz and Mbumo, or if I'm just gonna play with this team how it is, which I don't know, think is likely. I'll do that. But it's also likely because the players have got good fixtures all around. No one seemed to have a game that's like, okay, this is red flag, unless for Gabriel in the bench against Man City. I think everyone else, I'm very happy to play them. But even for Gabriel, it's still positive because he's a defender that gets goals. He takes his chances. So it's not even that bad a team to keep and roll your transfer. If I roll this transfer, it will be 3 transfers in the bank, which is good for the team. But I might not just do that. So until next time, guys, see you all. Take care, and I hope by the end of the game week today, the end of the matches that's still to come, we all stay in the green arrow and gain ranks. Take care now, and good luck, everyone. Till next time. If you do enjoy the videos, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm doing this to the end of the season, keeping you all with my fantasy updates, hoping to stay in the top 50k, maybe finish even better in the top 10k. Who knows? I'm right now 35k, and obviously I think it's possible. All right, guys, good luck. Take care. Bye now.